Hello friends. I'm welcoming you to our chair yoga class today. Our theme is walking wellness. So whether you are able to get out and walk, or you're out there walking already, or you want to come to one of our wellness classes and participate, or you're able to visualize walking in a meditation, you're a really important part of our wellness community. And you can make a difference with all of these things in your quality of life and improving your quality of life. So today's class is going to include a mindful movement practice that's for all bodies. This is going to help encourage awareness and activation of the muscles that we use for walking. So we're going to be strengthening and stretching those muscles. Somebody said their calves need a stretch today, so we'll definitely be doing that. And if you're watching the video, please remember to log your activity as part of the Walk for Waldenstroms. And those who are here in the live session, I'm logging our activity as a community. So why don't we get started? I hope that you can find a place to sit that's comfortable and that provides you some support. So ideally that would be a chair, right? But if you are more comfortable somewhere else, that is fine too. So I'm going to sit here at the edge of my chair so that I'm doing a little bit of work using my core muscles to stay sitting up nice and tall. And I've got my feet on the ground. And to arrive, there's a lot going on when we come into this session, and we want to kind of come in and get centered right away. I'm going to invite you to, if you wear glasses, to take your glasses off just for a moment, and we'll all rub our hands together. Create a little bit of warmth in your hands. And if you would like to do so, you might also infuse your hands with a kind of kindness or compassion that we can face inwardly towards ourselves, our own selves. And then I'm going to cup my palms over my eyes loosely, or my face, whatever feels good. And I'll just close my eyes if they're not already closed, and roll my eyes around, kind of give my eyes a little moment to rest, relax, get lubricated. Many of us care for dry eyes in this community, including my father. And it can really make you feel just a sense of tiredness just to have dry eyes. So we're taking care of our eyes. And as we close the eyes, we can also open our internal vision, right? The internal vision, that sense of who I am in this moment and how I'm doing. And we can leave that, we can connect to that today. And then as I'm ready, I might just take a breath and sigh it out the mouth. And two more like that, breathing in, breathing out. That's it. One more breath with the eyes covered. And then I'm gradually going to release my hands and take a moment just to massage the contours of my face, if that would feel good to me. A lot of us carry a lot of tension in the face, in the jaw, in the area between the eyebrows, maybe the temples. So just taking a moment of self-care as we enter into our walking wellness chair yoga practice today. And then if you would like, you can take your glasses back on. If you took them off, welcoming you, Greg, welcoming you, Pat. And we'll do a short warm-up from head to toe. We're going to be doing some walking in place today. We're going to be doing some isometric exercises to help like I said, activate those muscles we use in walking. But if at any time something doesn't feel right or comfortable to you, you can sit and breathe. So let's begin just by moving the head from side to side. I'm going to bring my right ear towards my right shoulder, tilting the head, and then I'm going to inhale back to center. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. You've got it. Inhale, center. Exhale, right ear, right shoulder. Breathing into center. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Inhale, center. Moving the head from side to side, however far feels good to you. Right? And I'm not so much worried about what other people are doing as I am noticing what it feels like to be in my body today. Beautiful. One more on each side. And then I'll come back to center and I might make some little circles with my head as if there were a beam of light coming out of the top of my head, and I could draw some little circles on the ceiling with that beam of light. And I might also kind of create an intention to open up to that divine wisdom we're always looking for. Circling my head in one direction and the other. I'm welcoming you, Jennifer. So wonderful to see you, friend. Joining us from California. All right, and then you can do that as long as feels good. Now I'm going to move now to my shoulders, and I'm going to lift my shoulders up, back and down just a few times. The arms can rest at the sides or wherever feels good. Lifting those shoulders up, back, and down, shrugging off all of that weight that I carry around with me, those tensions. Just letting it slide off. One more. Inhale, lift, up, back, and down. Exhale, release. All right, and then let's go ahead and stretch out the right arm out to the right. Maybe it's about shoulder height. I'm going to lift my palm up as if I'm holding up a wall, right? So out to the side, you've got it. I'll bring a lot of space between my fingers, as much as I can, and then I'll make a fist around my thumb and drop my knuckles down. Beautiful. Inhale, lift that palm. Again, spread the fingers. Exhale, fist and knuckles down. And one more. Big breath in. Spreading the fingers and exhaling the knuckles down. You got it. And then I'll just let my right arm rest in my lap. And I'll switch sides, bringing my left arm out to the left about shoulder height or whatever height feels good to me. And I'll bring a lot of space between my fingers. And then I'll wrap my fingers around my thumb and drop my knuckles down. Beautiful. Inhale, lift and spread. Exhale, knuckles down. And we'll take one more. Spread those fingers wide. And knuckles dropping down. You've got it. And then I'll relax my hands into my lap. And once again, I'll lift my right arm out to the right. And I'll tilt my left ear away from the arm. And I'll just begin to circle my right arm in little circles or big circles, whatever feels good. My feet are on the earth. My seat is supported. And my arm can move gradually downward. Those circles moving ever downward, little by little by little. And eventually I can tuck my arm behind my back, my right arm behind my back if that feels doable for you. And if it doesn't, you can just rest the hand on the hip. I'm spinning my chin down, so I'm looking down, or I'm resting towards that left shoulder. And I'm taking a few easy breaths, softening both shoulders. How good it feels to move my body, move my breath. All right, releasing and switching sides. You've got it. That's beautiful. We'll bring that right hand back into the lap, and then the left arm can reach out to the left. And I'll drop my right ear towards my right shoulder and begin to circle my palm. Little circles, big circles, whatever feels good. Just exploring the space to my left. This is all my self-care space for today. And I can begin to move the arm downward little by little, if you're not already doing so. And maybe you're ready to rest the hand on the hip or bring the arm behind the back. So I liken it to tucking your wing behind your back. And then we can spin the chin down towards that right shoulder and take a couple of softening breaths. Easy breaths. All right, and now I'm feeling a little bit more present, a little more vital. I'm coming back to center, and I'm going to bring both arms out to the side. So I'm taking up all of this space, and some of you have just gloriously long wingspans. I'm always so impressed as someone with kind of short arms at the wingspans, and my palms can face forward if that would feel okay. And let's go ahead and take a breath in, and maybe those arms move back in space a little bit as we squeeze the shoulder blades together. So we're arching the back just a little bit, very, very open in the chest and the heart space. And then slowly, gradually, I'll bring my arms in front of me and interlace my fingers in front of my heart, pressing the palms away and juicing up the fingers, like I'm getting ready to sit down and play the piano, right? So I'm got my fingers interlaced. Yes, that's it. I liked what you were doing though, Shauna. That was beautiful. And the palms can press towards me, right? So I'm kind of, yeah, that's it, beautiful. And I'm juicing up the fingers, getting a good little stretch there, and then I'll release and let that go and bring the hands down into the lap. You've got it. We'll do some arm salutes together. So I really like us to think of, you're here in your home, in your room, and Bev is in her room, and Joanne is in her room, and Greg, and all of our wellness community participants are here doing this together. We're going to do some arm salutes. Let's do a total of 5. So we're going to inhale the arms out and up, as far up as feels good. And then we'll bring the hands down through heart center. So the palms are touching and bringing down to heart center. That's beautiful. 4 more as a community. Inhaling, lifting, arms out and up. Exhaling, hands to heart center. And we're reaching up and we're grabbing a little bit of that connection. Breathing in, arms rising. Breathing out, palms coming to heart center. Let's do 2 more. You've got it, Beth. Big breath in. Exhale, hands to heart center. And last one. Inhale, lifting. And hands coming to heart center. We'll rest the hands here on the breastbone for a moment. Feel that press of your hands resting on your chest. And if you're not already doing so, you could close your eyes for just a moment. Feel the feet on the earth and send those little tendrils, those roots down into the earth, imaginary roots connecting us as a community. Taking 3 easy breaths, in through the nose, out through the nose or mouth. You are welcome, just as you are. All right, so nice to do a little upper body warm up. I'm going to rub my hands together one more time, feeling a little bit less alone, feeling a little bit more alive. And now I'll go ahead and I'll just get ready to walk in place. So however you feel, maybe it's the edge of the chair or bed, maybe you would, prefer to move to the back, you need some support today. And I'm just going to walk in place. And I'm going to be lifting opposite arm, opposite leg. And I'm just marching in place. It doesn't matter how high you lift your arms or legs. It does not matter how fast you go, right? So I'm swinging like I'm marching. I'm lifting opposite leg, opposite arm, maybe just a little bit. And I might find a way to sort of soften my eyes right now and connect to that inner knowing that is me, that is my essence. Not worrying so much about what I'm doing or how I look or what others are doing. Just feeling what it feels like to swing my arms and legs in this moment. And I wanted to share some really inspiring facts about walking while we do this walking in place. If you get tired, you can always stop and breathe. So walking and physical activity in general, like I said, can improve your quality of life. And even just doing what we're doing can have these effects. Could increase your energy level, decrease cancer-related fatigue. As I walk along here, I'm thinking it might help improve symptoms of peripheral neuropathy. That might be you, that might not be you. I'm strengthening my muscles and bones, and I could, think about that better balance that I'm going to be getting as a result. I know that my walking practice really helps me manage my stress. And I feel like, we all know this probably, that physical activity can help us get better sleep. And then finally, my last little fact for you to keep you walking and keep you moving is that this physical activity can improve our ability to concentrate, right? Our ability to remember things. Why did I come into this room? Does that happen to you? That happens to me. So cognitive function. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And some of you, I just cannot keep up with you. All right, so let's go ahead and take a moment to breathe. Take a moment to take a sip of water if you have one nearby. And if you don't have one and you would like to get one, go ahead and go for it. So you can hear me taking a sip of my own water there. All right, so what I would like to do is widen out our stance. So I'm going to separate my legs a little bit here. Separating my legs a little bit so I have a little bit of a wider stance. I'm going to get down to business here. And let's go ahead and take some circles, torso circles. So I'm just circling my whole torso in one direction. And friends, if you're feeling like you are restless and you need to discharge some energy, you can always stand up, and you might do sort of like a hip circle instead, or whatever feels good. So I'm just circling my torso in one direction in a nice wide seated stance. The whole torso is moving. And creating a circle here, I'm just breathing. Or you could move the body in any way that would feel good to you. Moving in the other direction. Yes, you got it. That's beautiful. Stirring up the pot, we call it. Thinking of my spine as a spoon. And I did make some homemade chicken soup yesterday. Made my own broth. And, getting ready for this little bit of a colder season. I like to think of the stirring of the pot exercise. All right, coming back to center. I'm going to lift my right arm up and reach over to the left. So I'm getting a really big stretch on the right side of my body. I'll take one big breath here and exhale back to center. That's beautiful. Left arm lifting up, reaching over to the right. And it doesn't have to be a big, big stretch. You could be more extending and lifting. Good. And we'll move from side to side a few times. I'm anchoring down through my feet and my seat. Wow, that's beautiful, friends. Good side bending here. Stretching all those little muscles between the ribs. One more on each side could feel good. All right, you got it. And then come on back to center. And I'm going to grab onto my chair or rest my hands on the supports next to me, and I walk my feet back in and walk my feet out a few times. Okay, so see how that would feel. I'm walking the feet in, and then I'm walking the feet out, so I'm getting this external rotation of my hips. My hips are rotating open and then coming back to center. Don't often kind of do external rotation in a walking gait type movement. So I want to make sure I get a little bit of this here. And I might do one more and then walk myself back to center. So what are some of the muscles we use in walking? Well, the quads, those are the tops of the thighs. So to kind of turn on and engage my quads while in a seated posture, I'm going to take my hands, both hands, to the top of my right leg, and I'm going to lift my leg up, my right leg up off the earth. I'm pushing down into my leg at the same time so I can really feel my quadriceps working. I'm taking one big breath and then releasing down and switching sides. So I've got both hands now resting on the top of my left leg, and I'm going to lift my left leg up and simultaneously push down into my leg. So I'm creating some resistance there. Big breath and releasing. Let's do that on the other side again. And this time, as I press down and lift up, I might extend my leg and see how that would feel to do with an extended leg, and then release. So I don't want to do too hard there. Switching sides, both hands on the top left leg, and I'm lifting. Maybe I extend my leg and release down. All right, so let's do both of those one more time. The hands coming to the top of the right leg will stay bent, and we'll lift, breathing in and releasing. Left leg, lift, breathing in, releasing. Good. Right leg extending, lifting, breathing in, releasing. Left leg extending, breathing in, and releasing. Good. Now I would like to kind of turn on the muscles on the inner thighs or the adductors. So I'm going to very carefully, with a flat back, lean forward and bring two fists between my knees. And I'm going to squeeze my fists with my legs. Take a breath in and then exhale, release. Okay, so I don't want to get hunched over in this posture. I can feel my core working a little bit too. I might do a couple more of these squeezes. You got it. And some of you may have done something like this for physical therapy to help with a variety of things. All right. And then finally, I want to activate my hamstring muscles, and that's the back of my legs. So I'm going to pick up my right leg and see if I could hold on to the back of my right thigh with the knee bent, right? The knee can stay bent, and I'm just going to push down into my hands and pull up with my hands. So you can see these isometric exercises are actually working a lot of different muscles, both the arms and the legs. And then I'll release and switch sides. So I'm grabbing onto the back of my left leg, and I'm pushing my leg down, simultaneously lifting up with my hands. And this is just an exercise to get you to, kind of turn on those muscles. I might do one more on each side. So pushing down into the right hand while lifting up with the hands and switching sides. All right. Beautiful, friends. And then I'll release my feet onto the ground and take some breaths before the option to stand presents itself. So I might decide today I would prefer to stay seated. Maybe in my mind's eye, I can visualize myself and the steps it would take for me to safely and mindfully come to stand. And if I go through that scenario in my mind's eye and it seems like, nope, not happening today, I'll stay seated, right? Or if I would like, I can mindfully transition to a standing posture, making sure that I have something nearby that I can hold onto. And, maybe taking a moment to kind of clear the space. You're not going to trip on anything. Taking a sip of water if you need it. All right. So I'm coming to my standing posture. The first thing I'm going to do is notice my feet, sending my mind down into my toes, individually into each toe, and seeing if I could maybe lift all 10 toes. Maybe the toes do it, maybe they don't, but I am sending the message down there. And then I'll go ahead and dig my toes down into the earth, like I was digging them into sand. Breathing in, lifting and spreading the toes. Breathing out, digging them down. You've got it, Edith. Beautiful. One more time. Lifting and spreading the toes, and then digging them down. All right. And now I'm going to come up onto my tiptoes, holding on to the chair with one or both hands, and I'm going to slowly release down. Sometimes, we're looking for a stretch, but actually strengthening can help relieve that tension if you've got sore calves. So this could actually help sore calves. So I'm lifting up and releasing down. And this could be a balance challenge as well. Perhaps you would like to flirt with the idea of finding your edge of balance by taking one hand off the chair, but only if you feel safe and stable doing that today. Lifting up onto my tiptoes and floating my way back down 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing in. Breathing out. And one more lift. You got it, Catherine. Beautiful. Come on back down. And then once again, we're going to march in place. We're going to walk in place. Opposite arm, opposite leg swinging, or you're holding onto your chair, whatever feels more stabilizing for you. When we're walking and we're using our arms, we're helping ourselves out with that little bit of counterbalance. Walking along, trying to keep up with Betty Ann and her incredible mileage this month as she is doing a lot of walking for our fundraiser. And so many of you are as well, getting kind of excited about logging the miles, right? Or the kilometers, depending on what your type is. So I'm just walking in place, and as I do this, I'm feeling my feet as much as I can. Some of us experience some numbness there. Feeling the feet, feeling the arms. Walking might actually help us live longer, according to a study that the American Cancer Society did. Living longer sounds good to me. So we're walking in place. We're getting the body moving. You got it, Greg. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so I walked a little bit. I want to take a stretch now. I'm going to take my hands to the back of my chair, and I'll walk my feet back so that I'm stretched forward in a little bit of what our version of a downward dog. And I might feel a stretch in the back of my legs here. My arms can be straight out in front of me, or however feels good. I'm just looking to get a little stretch in the back of my legs, and I might also feel this in my calves. That's good, Janelle. And the gaze could be down or the gaze could be up. Some of us like to keep our gaze lifted if we experience glaucoma. That's a better thing to do. Or vertigo. You could also want to keep the head lifted. Take one big breath here. sigh it out the mouth. And then I'm walking myself forward, and I'm going to step just my right foot forward and bring my left foot back a little bit, right? Come to sit if that feels like the time to come to sit. That's good. And right here in my warrior one foot shape here, I've got my right foot forward, the right knee is bent, the left leg is back at a little bit of an angle. I can feel a good stretch in the front of my left hip, and I'm going to squeeze my left glute muscle. And I might just swoop my left arm up and around a few times. And maybe you want to do this in your mind's eye. One more. Good. And then let's go ahead and turn so that the left heel is lifted. So I'm lifting and bringing my left heel back down, lifting it up and bringing it back down. So I feel a real big stretch in my calf here, Brenda. Maybe that does it for you, maybe it doesn't, I don't know, but that does it for me. All right. And then let's go ahead and I'm going to switch sides. I'm going to bring my left foot forward and my right foot back at a little bit of an angle. I'm bending into my left knee and squeezing my right glute muscle. And with a nice upright torso, I might just swoop my right arm up and over a few times. You got it. Doing what you can. One more swoop. And then with both hands on my chair, I'm going to spin my foot so all 10 toes are facing forward, and I've lifted my heel. I'm lifting the heel and then bringing the heel back down a few times for the calf. You got it. All right, and then we're coming back to another downward facing dog. Easy breaths. And then slowly making your way up. And we're coming back to our walking in place. Noticing how high are my knees lifting today? How high do my knees want to lift? You've got it. That's good, Jennifer. Nice, strong core. Walking tall, walking with ease. My chin is level with the earth. My chest is open. And then as I begin to slow my walk down, almost as if I were in slow motion, I am creating a balance challenge for myself. Opposite arm, opposite leg. You got it. And if I wanted to, I could hold on to my chair as I lift opposite arm, opposite leg, and hold. So good. One more on each side. You've got it. Beautiful, Karen. And now I'll come into my chair pose. So I'm just going to bend my knees, bring my hips back, pull my belly towards my spine, and I could stay here in a more static shape. I'm isometrically pushing my feet apart so you can really feel those glute muscles working. Or I might want to flow a little bit. I could lift up, arms rising, knees straightening, sit down, bring the arms back. You got it. Inhale, swoop the arms up. Exhale, sink down. Weight is in the heels. Let's do two more. And last one. And those glute muscles are definitely something we use in walking, especially when we're going up a hill. Going up a hill. And You know, we don't always have the luxury of a nice flat walking surface. So let's go ahead and take some windmills to wind it down. I'm just moving my upper body and letting the arms swing. And you can bet your bottom dollar we're going to be doing this tomorrow in Tai Chi with Rami. This is one of his exercises that we've kind of purloined for our group. So you'll note that I'm still looking straight ahead. And I'm just swinging my torso from side to side and letting the arms hit, letting the hands hit where they hit on my body. With Rami, he will instruct us to tap various organs. In the Tai Chi practice, there's a lot of talk of organs. But for us, you know, we're anchoring down through the feet. We're finding our breath. And we're getting a little twist, which feels really good. All right. And then let's go ahead and take that sip of water and sit down when you're ready. Coming to sit mindfully. Maybe a slow ride down. And we'll close with a couple stretches here. So I'll take my right ankle over my left knee. See how that feels. If that feels uncomfortable, modify. And I'm going to hold on to my shin. With a nice flat back, I might reach the heart forward, lean forward just a little bit till I feel the amount of sensation that feels right for me. Casting my gaze down towards the earth, softening my shoulders, tucking my chin. And then we're coming up, and we'll cross that knee over. So the right knee nestled on top of the left. Using those core muscles, we'll twist to the right, peeking over that right shoulder, using all those muscles in the torso. That's good, Lois. And slow release. Switch sides, left ankle over the right knee. We're grabbing onto that shin or whatever feels good and finding that amount of sensation that feels right. Maybe there's a little lean forward. If you experience discomfort or pain, move away from it. I'm softening my shoulders, softening my gaze, taking a couple of breaths. And then we'll come up and cross the knee over. Take a breath in. Exhale, use those core muscles, twist to the left. Find your breath here. Releasing back to center, taking any other movements the body is asking for. Maybe there's some part of the body you feel like we didn't get to your liking or satisfaction today. You can take a moment to tend to that part of the body. Right? Or if you're ready to relax with me for a moment, you can find a comfortable seat or even a reclining posture, whatever would feel good to you. Right? Maybe you want to do a quick little scalp massage. That looked good, Beth. Kind of wanted to do what you were doing there. And I'm coming closer to my monitor. I can see one of our friends is practicing with her doggy, sitting right on her lap. So sweet. All right, massaging any other parts of the body if you would like to. And then we'll close with a short meditation. So I'm going to rest my hands on the lap, and this will be a guided meditation. So let's go ahead and take a moment to close the eyes or soften the gaze down and let yourself just be in this moment. It's very important that we give ourselves periods of rest, especially after we are active. This enables our body to recover and integrate all of the movements we've just put our bodies through. So the goal of this meditation is to rest the body and use the mind, focus the mind. So let's focus for a moment on the feeling of your breath. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose or mouth. I'm breathing in. As I exhale, I'm letting go of my shoulders. Breathing in. Letting all the muscles in my face relax. My jaw. Breathing in. Letting my arms relax all the way down to my fingers. Letting my back relax, my hips softening. As if I could paint my whole body in a coat of relaxation, allowing that liquid relaxation to pour down my skull, my shoulders, my arms, all the way down my torso, my legs, all the way to the floor, to my feet. And as my body relaxes, I can turn my awareness and my focus to my mind's eye, to what I can see in my inner vision. And I might desire to picture myself walking somewhere beautiful in my mind's eye. Picturing myself walking with ease, with freedom and lightness in my step, with joy in my heart to be surrounded by this community. Maybe you want to imagine your fellow Waldenstrom's friends walking alongside of you in this beautiful visualization. You can be wherever you want to be. You can move however you want to move. So just taking a moment longer to focus on some of the details of what it feels like to walk with your friends somewhere beautiful. What do you see? What do you smell? What do you feel? And can that sense of vitality in the mind's eye be translated to the present moment, the present body? Coming back into our bodies, leaving our little meditation here, coming back into the body by taking 3 clearing, cleansing breaths together. In through the nose, out through the nose or mouth. Easy breaths. If you would like to stay in a meditative state or a reclining place, you can continue to do so as long as you like. I'm going to, alas, close our class with my hands at heart center in recognition of our community space. We're not alone here. So feel free to join me with the hands at heart center if that feels approachable to you. And I'll close our class with some sound vibration, which I find is deeply connective for me personally. It might be for you too. And if you desire, you can also, in your own space, create the sound of 1 Om. Breathing in. Om. Thanking you so much for your practice today, friends. Namaste.